Honestly, it's been a long day. Yeah, I'm fine.
Welcome back to Search for Smiles, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but all in seriousness, welcome back to Search of Smiles. If you don't already know, if you don't know already, I'm your host, Dustin, and this is my podcast. This is where I talk about positivity, motivation, stories of my friends, a little bit of everything, but mostly those are the main focuses. And today we have a different theme of today's episode. I wanted you guys to kind of know me better, know me more on a personal level, like I am your friend. So I put up a Q&A on my Instagram story. If you're not following the social medias, they're up there somewhere. I always have them up there. I had it up for about 2 days. I had people send in questions about things going on in their life, maybe advice, maybe stuff they just want to know about me. Anything they kind of wanted. It was all anonymous, unknown. Whoever sent it in, I don't know who sent it in. So this way it's more of a respectful type of thing. And other than that, that is going to be today's episode. I kind of wanted a more laid back episode that you guys can just enjoy, maybe while you're laying in bed and about to fall asleep. You get to fall asleep to this. You get the idea. But I actually wanted you guys to know me more for who I am, rather than just sitting on the couch talking to my friends and people that I know that share good advice. So it's just me today. I apologize if that upsets you and you want to turn this off, you can. But if you want to stay, I appreciate it. I got a haircut and everything. Just peep the hard part. Not done by Mick the Barber, though. My barber down the road. He does pretty good. So we're going to get right into it right now. Actually, before we start, look at what we did, dude. We decorated for like fall and Halloween time. We got the fall candle lit. Don't tell my realtor person that we rent to. You get the idea, but it's on a wooden table now that I'm looking at it. It's fine, dude. But fall time, dude. I love Halloween. All the ghouls and goblins come out. They all go trick or treating and they get all the candy and they be trading, dude. Oh my goodness. I could, dude. I loved trading. I went trick or treating a couple times with my friends, but the best was with my sisters, dude. Because I knew what they liked, they knew what I like, and be like trading stuff. Oh man, good memories. I haven't thought about that in years. It's been a while since I trick or treated, obviously, but I still love Halloween. It's fall, man. Football, college football. Weather's dropping. I'm gonna go to a little pumpkin patch later today, so that'd be fun. Um, yeah. So I'm just years winding down. Interesting 2025, man. Wild year. I remember being in Okeechobee, crying, saying it was going to be my year. I don't know if it was my year, but a lot has happened, and I'm blessed. That's all I got to say. So now enough just talking about my life, even though we're going to do more of that. We're going to get into the questions with question one. What's your go-to song? My go-to song. If you're around me and you hear my phone blowing up, not from girls, probably my family and friends, but I get a little ringtone. Walk in my direction, I go the other way. I start to stutter when I speak, start to stand, but my knees go weak. What's happening to me? When I See You by Fantasia is my go-to song. It's my favorite song. I love that song. It's my ringtone for when people call me, when I get an iMessage text, my phone goes off. Dude, I don't know why. I know a lot of people have like a meaning behind their favorite song, like, oh, this is a song I had my first kiss to. Nah, man, mine's just Fantasia, dude. I love Fantasia. That song, when I go to work, I be playing that song. I be like, I tell we in the kitchen, I'm like, Alexa, play When I See You by Fantasia. They know who's working. They know who's working on the staff today. So yeah, into that question, When I See You by Fantasia is my favorite song. Long Day by Praise is up there too. Second question, what was it like growing up having two totally awesome older sisters? Oh man, those two. I was just talking about them trading candy at Halloween, but man, I hated them at first. When I was little, they tormented me, man. I never got. I mean, I was the younger brother, so it kind of made sense. But I always wanted to do play with them and just like hang out with them. But they were kind of their own little group, I'd say. I mean, they were sisters around the same age, and I'm the younger brother. I'm over there in a corner playing with my Hot Wheels. Nothing wrong with Hot Wheels, but no, that's how it was growing up. But our connection grew as we got older, obviously. Now that we're older, we're all kind of in different parts of our lives and around the country, I guess you could say now. Man, I love those two to death. Megan keeps me in check, make sure I'm doing this, make sure I'm getting this done. Courtney's more there on a more emotional level. They both are so different, but the same at the same time, where I love them both in different ways. It's Megan, when you're around Megan, she's she's fun to be around. I could tell you that. She's someone that I I can hang out with. Courtney as well. I mean, when the spirits are high and us three are around each other, it's always a fun time. It's something I enjoy. So I could not think of growing up with two other people in my life. I always wanted a little brother, never got that. So, but nah, I love those two to death. They're important, man. I I always see the TikToks. It's like growing up, but then when you're older, you're like, I actually like this person. I'm like, yeah, that's how it was with my sisters. I love them. We're always there for each other. We've been through stuff. We've been through good. We've been through bad. I love those two to death. Is the conclusion. So, growing up with them, probably from the age 1 to 12, was pretty rough. But then ever since, it's been a blessing. One of my biggest blessings in my life that I have. Next question. When people say they are proud of you, do you actually believe them? Ooh, good question. I would honestly say no. I would say no because it's not like I don't believe them. Well, I guess that was the question. Let me reword that. It's I'm not like appreciative of it. I thank you. It means a lot. But with how I am on myself, I always kind of seem to think down on my capabilities. I don't think I'm This all kind of started from football when I got injured and I just thought my life was over. And so I doubt myself a lot. So when I actually hear and people are proud of me, it's hard to believe them. And like I said, it's nothing that they said or did. It's I appreciate it. It's amazing to hear. But in the back of my head, I'm like, man, do I really deserve this praise? Praise, long day, good song. But it's interesting. I would say I don't believe them, but I'm always appreciation and being said proud of. Next question. Have you actually forgiven the people that hurt you? If so, how? I still look at people that hurt me and feel rage and sadness. Hmm. Interesting question here. I'm going to break it down by piece. So, the first part is, have you actually forgiven the people that hurt you? Yeah, I do. I forgive everyone, as I said from Matthew chapter 22 in the Bible. I don't remember the exact verses, but it's about how you got to treat these people how you treat Jesus. And that is something I completely changed my life. I don't think there's any hatred towards anyone in my life, whether it may be a coach that treated me bad or an argument I got in with my friends, maybe an ex girlfriend, anything like that. I don't hate anyone. I want to see everyone succeed. Everyone has their own dreams. And a part of when the Bible says treat these people as how you would treat Jesus is important to me because we all have different beliefs, but this is just my belief is that the Lord made us all. He made us all. He made each of us differently in a special way. So when I say that is I'm different from the person walking outside right now. I'm different from the person driving that car that just drove by. I'm different from my roommate. I'm different from every single one. And it's a beautiful thing to see how different people are. So I'm going to love everyone because I don't know everyone's story. I mean, say I run into someone and I bump shoulders. I'm like, hey, man, like, what happened? I'm not going to do that because maybe he's just having a bad day. Maybe he um just got a divorce. I hope not, but you get my point. It's just saying, like, you gotta know you're just love everyone, man. I know that sounds cliche, but I'd say I have forgiven everyone. I've forgiven the people that hurt me, and I've forgiven people that may have talked bad about me or anything like that. If so, how? I guess I already kind of got into that, is which is that Matthew chapter 22 in the Bible really changed my perspective on it. Because I would say I would hold grudges before really diving deep into that. But ever since I kind of read that and acknowledged what it meant and watched a video of it being kind of like narrowed down with Bryce Crawford, it really helped me out because, like I said, it's not worth having hatred towards people that you don't know what they're going through. And if I try to help and if they say, hey, I don't need it, or they just don't acknowledge you or something like that, then that's okay too, because I know I tried to help them and that's their choice. I'm not going to hate someone based on their choices because everyone is titled to their own opinion. Last part of the question was, I still look at people that hurt me and feel rage and sadness. I'd say that's okay though. I would say that there's people I look at when I'm like, man, that happened, that sucks, and oh man, that really hurt my feelings, but forgive and forget, man. I mean, if any one of these people that came into my life that kind of not left, but I was disrespected, I was talking to someone about this the other day. Is my thing is, if you disrespect or hurt me, this is a rule you could set for yourself. You can separate yourself from them. You don't have to be associated or be with them, or but if they want to know, not know, but if they want to weigh back into my life or come back and like we could be good friends again or whatever, they have to be the one to reach out, because if you're the one to reach out when you were disrespected or hurt, you're just not. Nothing changes if nothing changes, as I said many times on this podcast before. So that's something I kind of rule it by, as well as, and if they don't say anything, let it be, man. I mean, everyone, but don't hate them. You don't know what's going on in their life. So I'd say is that give people their rights. It sounds political, but I don't know if I said that right. It's just people have their own days, their own months, their own years, their own minutes, their own seconds, their own milliseconds. And when someone comes up to me and says like, "Oh, you're friends with uh give me a name. Octavius." I'm like, "Yeah, I know him. I'm pretty cool with him." "Well, did you know Octavius did this and this?" I'm like, "Okay, maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Did he do that to affect me? Has he done that to affect me yet? If not, then I'm not going to take another person's opinion or experience with them to shape my own with that person." I think I said that pretty well. Give myself a little pat on the back for that one. But hopefully that answers your question. Next question is, the things you be saying in the fantasy football group chat aren't very surge for smiles like. Okay, listen here. When you lose by 1.5 points to get your best friend because you bought into the Woody Marks hype, I'm going to be upset because I lost by 1.5 points and he dropped, what, 2.0 points? I mean, if you guys want to see my fantasy football team, I'll pull it up here. All right. I think it needs to load. So you might have to give me a minute here.
12 seconds later.
All right. I have my team pulled up here. And as you see, we got the glorious king of my life, Justin Fields. Um, dude, he's like QB 6 and played and has missed a game and a half. I don't get the Justin Fields hype. I love him. He's my king. Quinshawn Judkins story time. In the beginning of the season, I traded away Jamar Chase and Judkins for Puka Nakua and Ashton Genty. Before the season even started, all like, dude, what are you doing? The season hasn't even started, but I went with my gut. Go with your gut, kid, in fantasy football. I did. And if you know anything about football, Puka Nakua is the best player in fantasy football right now. And Genty's now catching stride. He just put up a 3-touchdown game. Jamar Chase had one good game so far. And then Judkins' first 2 games, he didn't do anything. So he dropped them. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick him up. And he just dropped 21. So that might have been the greatest thing I've ever did in fantasy football. So I pretty much traded Jamar Chase. That was it because I ended up with Judkins again for Puka Nakua and Genty. Ball, no, ball is what I tell myself. Ashton Genty, like I said, he's slow start, but he picked it up lately. Puka Nakua, dude, he's about to get the triple count. He's about to get the triple crown like Cooper Cup did the one year. Jalen Waddle, I just traded away Brian Thomas Jr. for Jalen Waddle this past week, and BTJ put up 9 points, and Jalen Waddle put up 24 because Tyreek Hill is injured. People got to stop trading with me, man. AJ Brown is my flex. I just traded away George Pickens, which was very, very, very upsetting, but I had to. I know he's like wide receiver 6 right now, but I like volume, dude. I know AJ Brown's going to get 10 targets a game. Well, I don't know, but he usually does. And then I know Pickens just dropped 23, but he only had 3 targets and he had 2 catches and one was a 45-yard deep ball to Pickens. So it's like I don't the way I play is that I don't need I and when CD Lamb comes back, I want the guys getting opportunities. I understand George Pickens is a deep ball guy. That's the whole reason why I traded away BTJ. He was not doing good. And then he became wide receiver 1 and got like 8 targets and was able to burst one for 45. Like, come on now. So then I received AJ Brown. I know he's not doing well, but it's AJ Brown and he's going to pick it up eventually. So I traded away George Pickens and Devonta Smith for T Higgins and AJ Brown. And the reason why I picked up T Higgins was because the Bengals just signed Joe Flacco, and I feel like that's going to help them, especially with what they had before. Oh, my Lord. But yeah, that's why I made that trade. T. Higgins is just going to be like, we'll see where he fits in, but good depth when people have bye weeks and stuff. We have the GOAT at kicker, Chris Boswell. And then I stream defenses, so every week it's different. And right now I picked up the Rams because they're playing Baltimore, and Baltimore has nothing going right for them and have so many injuries. So that should plan out well. My bench is Bucky Irving. Oh, I'm sorry. I skipped over Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers has been interesting. He was tight end 1 last year, but he's kind of been inconsistent. He's been off and on with injuries, so I had to get tight end depth. But he's getting to start this week because I don't plan on starting Justin Fields because they're playing the Denver Broncos. My friend just dropped Jordan Love, and I'm like, I'll gladly take him. And I think they're playing. I don't even know who they're playing, but I don't think they're playing anyone good. I don't think. I don't remember, but I'll take Jordan Love for a bag of chips. And as I said, my bench, Bucky Irving's usually my starting running back, which is crazy. My running backs are Genty, Judkins, and Bucky Irving, but Bucky's hurt, so I got to have him on the bench. T. Higgins, as I just mentioned, and then Mason Taylor. This was the benefit of being a Justin Fields fan. Mason Taylor, I was watching Jets games, and they're 0-5. Not on Justin Fields. It's not his fault. But I'm like watching it this past week, and I'm like, man, I need a tight end because Brock Bowers is out. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, I'm gonna pick up Dalton Schultz because I know he's just a known tight end. But I'm like, I'm gonna do Mason Taylor because I've been watching these games and I'm like, he's getting targets and more catches, and he just dropped 17.7 points because I know ball. Apparently, I didn't know ball in the Woody Marks thing though, and I lost by 1.5 points. So that's upsetting. So Mason Taylor is on the bench. I have two empty spots. One will be taken by Jordan Love, and yeah, I don't know. I just heck to have an open one because you don't know what happens. But yeah, big Justin Fields fan. Actually, I'll be right back.
Uh.
I don't know if you can see that. A signed Steelers Justin Fields jersey. Dude, this thing hangs above my bed. So when I go to bed, it's like overlooking me as I sleep and protecting me like my guardian angel. Dude, some girl came over and I'm like, who's that? And I was like, you don't know who this is? He doesn't even play for us anymore. He should be. Don't get me started, but big Justin Fields guy. And yeah, dude, I always have him on my fantasy team. I use him in Mutt right now. His 87 overall Jets card because he's fast. But dude, Justin Fields, that's my guy. I got way too in depth with that. It was just a simple question. Not even a question, it was a comment. But now you know my fantasy team. If you want more updates, I guess I can show more, but that's the team so far. So that was a good football segment. Next question is what happened? I don't know. You could be talking about my 1.5 loss in fantasy football. I don't know. Woody Marks. Dude, Buff- Buffalo lost to Patriots. I was hype. Mick was hype. What happened there? You could be asking a lot of stuff with this question, man. What happened? I don't know. When I got my concussion, I hit my head. Oh. Next question. Fantasy football goat. People just want to know about my fantasy football team, apparently. My fantasy football goat is probably this season Puka Nakua. I mean, he's averaging like 14 targets a game, and it's PPR, so you get a point per reception. But my favorite performance, like week performance, I believe it was week 4 last year when I was watching Justin Fields play against the Colts with the girl I was with at the time. I was so hype. I thought we finally had a quarterback because after watching Kenny Pickett for so long, made me, dude, thank gosh. My dad loves him. I don't, but he put up like 34 points, and we lost, and I was still I was happy with it because I'm like, we just put up 37 points. We haven't put up 37 points in so long, dude. And then we got rid of him, and then he signed with the Jets, which was not a good idea because the Jets, and now we're stuck with Aaron Rodgers. I'm not complaining about Aaron Rodgers, but I love Justin Fields, and I feel like he can extend the play more. And people are like, "Oh, Jets 0-5. It's Justin Fields' fault." It's not his fault. Watch the game. I watched the Dallas Cowboys game. He takes his 3-step drop back, and then there's already two guys in his face. Like, what do you want him to like? You can't even dump it off to the running back at that point, dude. That team. If you're a Jets fan, dude, I don't know how you do it. I get mad at 9-8 every year, but dude, being a Jets fan is hard. So my fantasy football goat from this year is obviously Puka Nakua. Especially I didn't even draft him. I fleeced the kid. And then weak performance, dude, last year was pretty cool seeing Justin Fields. He's averaging still, like I said, 25 points a game. Next question. What's the best advice you've ever received? All right, now getting back to more Search for Smiles like, I would say picking up the Bible, dude. I would really say that's the best advice. I don't even think it was advice I was given, but there's so many lessons and stories I learned from my Bible. I highlight it, I note taking it, I write down important verses, and it really makes me happier. It really changed my life. I'm not even trying to be cliche. I've noticed like actions and things I do that I wouldn't usually do if I didn't read it in the Bible and learn about it. And it's really just kind of made me care less and enjoy my life, dude. I would say those are the things I got from the Bible. And if I could give you advice, is that it doesn't have to be the Bible. It could be a lot of different things. I mean, there's advice I'm looking at these books right now. My therapist gave me that help. So my advice would be setting time aside and figuring out how to improve yourself, how to make your life better. I'm still far from perfect. I can tell you that right now. And just keep going. I mean, when I was reading those Bible things, I remember going like, wow, I could have used this here. I could have used that here. NLT, I believe, New Living Translation is like the good, not the good. All of them are good, but that one's the easiest to understand because the Bible has been rewritten so many times. So that one, if you're just trying to get into it, I would get an NLT Bible. That's my suggestion because it makes it easier to read. I wouldn't say it's perfect though, too, because it's still hard sometimes, but it really just translates to what it's saying in modern term. What's the word I'm looking for? Modern term, not writtenology. That's not even a word. Slang, I don't know, dude. I'm not an English major. But that's your answer to the question is just me picking up the Bible. Next question. What's the most absurd piece of advice you've ever received and did you follow it? Most absurd piece of advice. Oh man. I don't even think I've received absurd. Actually, I can. I can name some things, but that's not very surge for smiles. Like, so we're not gonna go there. Um, just to do it. I mean, cliche because like Nike's like just do it, but dude, like just do the things. Like, before I was so in my own shell and I was like overthinking everything, but now I do so much. Not like I'm traveling the world. Obviously, that'd be sick if I could travel the world, but I'm stuck in Pennsylvania trying to learn and work and live life to where I can. But to just do the things, man. Just do it. Go play football, go play basketball, go play golf, go do boxing. Like those are things I'm doing again. Go pick up the Bible. I A good example is the other day I was out with three of my friends. We went to a bar and this girl from like across the bar like gave me like a look. Not like a but like a look it was like I don't know how I don't know what you it was a look. And I'm like, did I do something? Did I do? And then I see her going like this to her friends, like, and I'm like, okay, why am I sparking an interest? I know I'm a 6 foot beautiful white guy that played college football and has a podcast and it's cool. But what did I do? So I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna ruin my night. What I do? Do I know that girl from somewhere? And then I closed my tab and I went, you know what? I'm just gonna go ask her, which I would never usually do. I would be like, what did I do wrong? Because it wasn't a look like, oh, you're attractive. It was a look of, oh, you suck. So I went over there. I was like, I said, "Hey, can I talk to you?" I didn't pull her away because that's kind of rude. I just went like, hey, you gave me a look. Do I know you from somewhere? Which could be coming off rude because she could be like someone I was super close to, but I wasn't in that. I wasn't bad. I mean, I was only 2 drinks. I don't drink a lot. But I'm talking to her. She was like, oh, no, I just thought you gave me a dirty look. And I said, oh, no, I didn't mean anything by that. I was just looking around. I saw someone I knew and actually said, what's up to Lemon. And she was okay. And we actually became friends. So just do it. I mean, if you want to know an answer or figure something out or you want to try something, just go and do it. I mean, now that I'm older and I kind of have free will, man, I'm doing it. I'm doing things, dude. So most absurd piece of advice was a Nike commercial saying just do it, I guess. I don't know, man. I That's my answer. Is just go do the things, man. Go do it. Go. Next question. What's the most absurd thing you have on your bucket list? I don't even know if I have a bucket list, to be honest with you. Um, Most absurd thing on my bucket list would be. Sorry, this song brings back memories. Um, Most absurd thing on my bucket list. Oh, I'm. What was it called? I want to fish for like marlin. I want to catch like a big. I want to go like deep sea fishing. You know when they strap you in, and you have like the big reel, and you gotta catch the fish. I want to do that so bad. I already fish and stuff like that, but dude, I think catching like a behemoth one, like one of these bad boys. I think that'd be so much fun, dude. I want to do that. I saw a video the other day of Dude Perfect doing it, and like the water coming into the boat. Oh, man, I think that'd be super fun. So one thing on my bucket list would probably be catching a big marlin or a big fish like that. That would be definitely on my bucket list. Next question: what's the most embarrassing thing that had happened to you on a date? Okay, the most embarrassing thing that had happened to you on a date. Um, I don't go on too many dates. Let's see here. Embarrassing thing that happened to me on a date. I don't think I can do like I don't think I have anything like really embarrassing happen to me, but I fumbled. I could tell you that. I remember the one time. Yeah, this was not too long ago, but I was hanging out with this girl and stuff, and we go back to her place and everything. Nothing happened, but I fumbled because I was talking about how badly I want to go to the Bills Steelers game. And then she just goes, I forget exactly how it went, but I was like, oh, maybe we can go, but you got to kiss me first. And I just kept talking. It just flew over my head. Bro, oh my God. I could have secured a bag with Steelers Bills tickets if I just kissed a girl, but I didn't even acknowledge it. I was just like, I believe she said that. I'm like, dude, Pittsburgh, bro. Aaron Rodgers, man, and Josh Allen, dude. So I guess that's embarrassing. It wasn't a date, but it was a fumble, dude. I fumbled pretty hard. I never shared that before too, so there you go. Next question. If you were on a dating site and your dating profile had to include a weird fact, what would it be? We're getting very relationshipy. Um, a weird fact on my dating profile. If I had a dating profile, weird fact. I don't know. Like I said, these are all reading for the first time, so I may have to think about it. I would say that I have a dead man's hamstring allograft in my left elbow, right here. So the joke is like, I have a joke. It's like I could have Abraham Lincoln's allograft. Allograft is something they pull from the hamstring of someone that has passed, and they tied my elbow back together, my UCL. So yeah. So I guess I would write, there is a slim chance I have. Who's someone cool that died? Um, I don't know, but I'm setting up my profile. I would say, all right, rest in peace to him. I love him. There is a small chance I have Kobe Bryant's allograft in my elbow. I may work. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know, man. But that would be my fact, dude. I'd say I have Kobe Bryant's hamstring allograft in my arm. And that doesn't mean that's not supposed to be disrespectful to Kobe or anything. I was a Kobe fan and everything. It was just someone I chose. And there's no way I believe I said something you could take out of context to sound disrespectful. So next question. If your phone could talk, what would it roast you about? How illiterate I am, dude. I cannot spell. When I got my concussion and I was at work, I forgot what I couldn't spell because I was texting someone and I asked Joe, someone I work with, and he was like, dude, you can't spell that. I'm like, no. I mean, I realized how stupid it was, but when I hit my head, dude, I couldn't stop like misspelling things. It was bad. Like I thought I had something wrong with me. Like when I went to the hospital and I had to get a CT scan, CAT, I don't know, you know what I mean. I thought they might be like, "Yeah, dude, you are messed up in the head." I was sitting there fully believing that I was gonna have something wrong with me. Surprisingly, I didn't. I'm saying this because I got hit in the head many times. This is like my third concussion. I played football for 10 years, dude. I thought I was about to be something wrong, but nope. I'm just illiterate, dude. I still struggle spelling. Like when I was making the post for this and trying to spell anonymous, I can't even say it, dude. I had to like look it up. I thought it was two N's. It's only one N apparently. ANONYMOUS. Don't put me in a spelling bee, dude. I'd be out there. KAT, I'm out of there. Like that one comedian walk by the guy. I'm like, I know there's two T's. Just public embarrassment. Oh, spelling bee. Oh man, dude. Brings up a memory. So freshman year, when we came for college football, I wish we did like karaoke. I've seen like NFL players sing karaoke, dude. I would have loved to do that. But we had a spelling bee, right? And it was all the freshmen, and they'd give us a word, and we would all stand in the line. They turned off the lights, and they had the two big lights beaming on us, and they gave us words to spell. I did okay. I misspelled a couple, but some people had easy words, and I walk up there, and I'm like, all right, I don't remember all the words, but I remember one of them. He's like, Frappuccino. And I'm like, dude, Frappuccino. And I probably could spell it now. Frappuccino. Frappuccino, maybe. I don't know if it was Frappuccino, but it was some coffee word like that. And when you have the lights on you and you have 100 guys looking at you, pause. But when you have the lights on you and you have your whole football team looking at you and it's quiet and they start laughing because you know how to spell a word, you forget everything. Oh my, public embarrassment. I would have much rather walked up there saying "When I See You" by Fantasia, get everyone lit, and sit down. But that's a nice little side story you probably didn't know. Next question: if you could ask God any question and get an answer, what would it be? I saw a clip and I agree with what the guy said in the clip. The girl asked this question and he said, I wouldn't ask a question, I'll just give thanks. And I feel like that'd be my answer as well. I would just thank God for giving me this opportunity at life. And because when you ask why God did this happen? Why did this person treat me like this? Why did this happen? Stuff like that. It's very repetitive and I want to say downing, but it's very, I don't know the word I'm trying to get at. But to stop worrying about what and why things happen, I would just say thank you. I really would look them in the eyes and say, thanks for the opportunity for letting me enjoy this special thing that I was given called life. Because I take it for granted sometimes. I mean, I I would just say thank you. I don't think I'd have a question. So hopefully that answers your question. Next question. You preach on growth and peace, but when it's quiet, you fall apart. But deep down, you still hate the moments that made you who you are. What? You preach on growth and peace, but when it's quiet, you fall apart. But deep down, you still hate the moments that made you who you are. Got a hater now. I'm still going to answer this comment. That's not even a question because there's no question mark at the end. So you're supposed to answer. You're supposed to ask a question. I guess I'll break this down. You preach on growth and peace, but when it's quiet, you fall apart. I would say everyone has a time where they fall apart. I wouldn't say I fall apart. Maybe previously I may have, but I feel like everyone has moments of weakness, especially when they're alone, because your mind's running and it's very hard to just kind of keep everything intact to what you want to think about. So, has there been moments where I was alone and cried and just was frustrated, maybe at myself, other people, a world? 100%. Everyone has moments like that. If you say you don't be if you haven't been upset and you started maybe crying or just ruined your mood, you're lying. Everyone has moments when they fall apart alone. So I'm sure the person writing this has had moments when you're quiet and you started falling apart. Everyone does. There's nothing wrong with it. It's, and I don't think it should be shown as a moment of weakness. Maybe it's a moment to show that you care about something. So that's my answer to that first part. But deep down, you still hate the moments that made you who you are. I would say, hmm, I used to. I used to hate the fact that football ended for me. I used to hate the fact that maybe I got treated like this. I hated the fact where this happened, but I've actually it's actually something I thought about the other day. I don't hate the moments that make me who I am. I learned so much from those moments. Those moments where I was weak or didn't succeed, I've learned so much from those moments more than I am learning about my college education. So when it says hate the moments that made you who you are, I I'd say yes, I used to, but now I don't. I really don't hate the moments that made me. I came to acknowledge them and try not to repeat the same mistakes I once made. So, whoever wrote that, thank you. Good comment. So, I appreciate it, and you preach on growth and peace. Yeah, I do, because at the end of the day, it's you, and that's all you got. And I want people to live their best lives for them. But when it's quiet, you fall apart. We all do. Maybe I don't as much, but I'm sure there's going to be times again. So it's a human thing, it's human nature. But deep down, you still hate the moments that made you who you are. Maybe I used to, maybe I still do, but I don't think I do. I appreciate those moments. Do I want to relive them? No. Did I learn a lot? Yes. Thank you. Next question. You call your podcast Surge for Smiles, but how often do you actually smile when no one is watching? Hmm. Good question. Um, I would say I'm not able to smile 24/7. I don't think anyone can smile 24/7. I mean, I guess you can, but I try to smile as much as I can. There may be moments where I'm frustrated or down. So I would say I try my most to surge. Surge. Okay. I try the best to smile as much as I can because just smiling at someone, saying what's up, checking in on their day could really make their day. When people do it to me, it makes me feel loved and appreciated. So it's nice when people do it to me. So I just kind of want to do it back. So if you see me and I'm not smiling, maybe something's going on, but there'll be a time we there will be times where everyone has seen me smile. There you go. Maybe not the first five, but there will be a time where you see me smiling because I just want to keep smiling. Life is good. God is good. It's Halloween, like I said. My fantasy football teams, don't get me started as I already did, but just smile more is what I could say to that. I would say I try to smile as much as I can. Next question. What are you being for Halloween this year? Ooh, good question. What am I being for Halloween this year? So, this is actually something I wanted to do last year, but I never actually did it because with me and Halloween, I always late till last minute. Last minute. Last year, I was a plumber, and I was also a character with from the Purge. So I was Purge and plumber. No, I wasn't a plumber. I was a mechanic, dude. What? I was a mechanic and Purge person. But this year is something I wanted to do for so long, and I'm gonna do it now that I have jobs and adult money. I wanted to be The Mask so bad, dude. I love that movie with Jim Carrey and The Mask. Party. Why? Because I gotta, dude. I love that movie. That's gonna be my costume. I'm gonna get like the little suit. Obviously, I'm not spending $1 million, but cheap suit from the movie. I'm gonna get a bald cap. Oh my lord. Jeez. Okay. I'm gonna get a bald cap and have like it painted green, and I'm gonna like make sure my chin, like jawline, is kind of more defined because in the movie. And dude, it's up, dude. I'm so excited. I love The Mask. I wanted to do it for so long, and I'll probably post on my Instagram. So follow my personal Instagram if you don't already. So yeah, for this year's Halloween, I am going to be The Mask. And that is the final question. So to the 17 people, wow, 17. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. I would say that this was a success. Jeez. This was a good episode. And I appreciate everyone that sent in a question. I'll probably do something like this again. Maybe not the same thing, but if you want to be involved, follow the socials in the top of the corner. Top of the corner. Man, I'm starting to lose it. Maybe my head still is concussed, but follow the social medias and then you can be involved more often throughout the podcast. Other than that, I really hope you guys have a great day. I hope God keeps blessing you and that every day is a new blessing. And as I like to say, I'm going to let my boy P, that boy Praise, take us away with the song Long Day. Hopefully you guys are enjoying his music. And 1 Corinthians 10:31, whether you eat, sleep, drink, do it all for the glory of God. Thank you, and I'll see you again soon with Matthew Bond.
It's been a